Hello everyone, this is Rahul Pawar and welcome to my YouTube channel Xpressurdata. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about the interview questions that were asked in Wipro. So before we begin, let us thank our subscriber who has shared us this question and his experience so that it can help all the community members. So thank you, dear subscriber, for sharing your questions. And I encourage all of those who are trying to attend interview, please share the questions so that it can help others who are, attending the interviews. So let us roll on. So the interview was scheduled, after having multiple calls and trying to understand what kind of exposure the candidate has. So initially the HR called and asked on what are the different tools that you have worked on. After getting satisfied, they have scheduled the round. That is what I got information. And then once the interview was scheduled, first question was introduce yourself. So like we all know by now that this is the first question that will be asked in every interview that we go. Okay. And again, this is the first question where he will catch you if you are real or fake or and all. So make sure your story is ready. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to me how to configure that. Okay. We can discuss and we can create what is best possible to you. Okay. So an ideal introduction will have, explanation about your projects, your experience, your achievements, and don't forget to include points on your roles that are related to your development task, your server task, plus testing tasks and migration tasks. So these are some four key points that we definitely need to include in our description or that we are trying to tell about in this first question. But often many miss this question, and this is where we get to know who is genuine and real. Okay, so make sure you are having a good story for that. Okay, prepare, take time. I always tell, take time to create this, but once you are done, you will not have any issues when you're trying to attend interview in multiple places. Next is types of projects you have worked on. Again, multiple times we get these questions, like what are the different types of projects you have worked on, or different types of domains you have worked on. So here what we can tell is what kind of reports or dashboards we have created. And you can talk about your current project and your previous project, like how you got requirement, what how you got a requirement, how uh, what was your dashboard design, and what KPIs you have created and how it helped. So you can talk about these points in this question. Okay, like some different types of dashboards we have, right? Like grid down dashboard, scorecard dashboard, or normal standard layout dashboard and all. So you can talk about that. And when it comes to domain, if at all you have worked on different domains, you can write about that. If not, a single domain is also fine. Like say banking, sales, HR, healthcare. These are the different types of domains we can always consider of adding, or that are available in the real time. Okay. Next is like say again one question that we all need to know, what is the workflow of your project. Okay, so one important question. And again, many fail here because they are unable to explain the process of the requirement here. So like I have told in the multiple videos, so here the first is, we get first business will give us a document called as business requirement document, which is written in the functional format or which is prepared by a non-technical person. So this document will have all the requirements that a client need. Okay, so basing on that, technical experts like you and me will create an FRD, or we can also call it as TRD, technical requirement document, or functional requirement document, which is understandable to the technical users like us. So in this we mention, or we will have all the information, like say what tables we need. Okay. Where do we need to connect? Okay. So what do we need to install, like if at all it is an AWS or a Snowflake, and currently you are using something else, then how you need to get connection, all that will be available in that link. Okay. So your contact persons on, if at all you have any issues related to data or table, whom should we reach out, all that information will be present in this. So now your DB team will create your data, or your DB team will have, or will know where the data is. You should first get the connection information from them. Next is make sure you have access to that table and you are able to connect from Tableau. First check that we need to do. Okay. Now once this DB team creates tables and it allows us to connect to that and we have access, you have to see if you are able to really understand the data and all. So from that DB team, that is about data, and then DB team will give us the data, and then requirement we get from the business. Okay. So let us write it out. DB team is involved, plus we have FRD, plus multiple reviews with the business, and then uh, product finalization. So in simple terms, if I try to wrap it up, this is how it will be. So maybe in between some testing, some POCs, all that will come here. So like I'll say optional, I'll write. So assume some, if business is requesting some, new functionality like a download capability, or they want some landing page or dictionary. So you have to first to do testing, or POCs you have to call. So first you make sure that if it is working, and then only you can implement. So all that will be like optional. So this is your data flow. Basically, DB team will give data, then you have the requirement documents, and then you will have multiple reviews on how we need to build the dashboard with the client and with the business. And once it is ready, you will start working on that and you will move it. Okay. So I'm not going detail into this, because after this, again, we have the development phase, the testing phase, that migration phase. So all that is in this step you can take. Okay. But this is how the flow of data is. Next is how many dashboards have you created? Okay. Again, this is a very interesting question. Based on your confidence level and based on your experience level, you can answer this question. Okay. Again, for me, there are two terminologies that you need to understand here and check with the interviewer before it answering. So when he said dashboard, what does it mean? And because there is dashboard, there is report, and there is workbook. Three terms are there here. So often many get confused and they say, because in one report or in one workbook, there can be n number of dashboards. So in one report, you might have 4 to 5 dashboards, like say minimum. Okay. So like that, if I say 5 reports and each report has like say 4 dashboards, then you have created 20 dashboards. Whereas number of reports that you have created is 5. So always limit the number of reports you have created and increase the number of dashboards you have created. Okay, that is what I would say. But number of reports again depends on your experience level. So you can work on 8 reports, you can work on 10 reports, you can work on 20 reports, anything is possible. If a dashboard is very straightforward and very simple, maybe it can be one. So have a safe number here. That is what I would tell. Okay. And then next is, have you used parameters, and what is the, explain the example. So generally, like parameters are introduced to bring in the dynamicity in the dashboard or to increase the interactivity on the dashboard. Generally, what filter can do, parameter can do, but beyond that, it also helps us in having the interactivity. So that is the use of parameter. Next is types of charts you use in your projects. Okay, again, you need to remember few charts that you are using in your dashboard, because again, this is one of the common question that is being asked. Common questions that is being asked in interviews these days. And next question, when it comes to charts, he will definitely ask, what is the custom chart you have created. Now, when I say custom chart, many will tell donut chart here. Hit like if you have ever said that how to create donut chart. One of the first customized chart to become popular in Tableau's world. Okay, so then we saw so many materials around Google and in YouTube where everywhere people showed how to create donut chart, and it became so popular that even in interviews we were getting this answer. So go grow beyond donut chart. Try to talk about the different variations that are available in bar chart. Some advanced chart we can talk about, like waterfall chart is there, Sankey chart is there, like that. So you can tell how you have customized the donut chart. Don't talk about simple donut chart. You can tell how you can customize. You can talk about unit chart. You can talk about sparkline chart. Okay, so tell anything that is other than what is available in Show Me. Simple. Okay, talk about any other chart that is available in Show Me. Simple. So answer me if you know how many charts are available in Show Me. Let me see how many of you will be able to answer this. Again, this is also one of the interview questions. If you have regularly worked on Tableau, you will be able to answer this question. So let us see, one lucky winner will get something special. Next is again one common question, difference between tree map and a heat map. It is basically difference between your categorical item. Okay, so it talks about that. Can you represent heat map using 6 measures? I think, yeah. So types of filters, again, like we have seen, filters is one definite question in your interview. Okay, so make sure you prepare uh, in detail about this. Okay, right from how we can implement each of the filter type to what are the importance of that. Okay, that is very important. So next is, what is cascading filter here? Cascading filter means whenever you have multiple drop downs in your view, how that is impacting. It is all about that cascading filter. Okay, so we'll see the implementation of this cascading filter in a while, and how you used LOD in your project. Again, LOD is one important question with respect to interview. So I think in my previous video on LOD made simple, I have discussed all the commonly used LOD LOD expressions. So here what we need to remember is, at least you can talk about where we can use LOD expressions. If you are able to talk about this, that is that should be enough. Like how can you use it in filter shelf, or how can you use it in dimensions or columns, like that. So where all you can use, you can talk about that and how you have used. So like say first customer order is there, when was the last transaction done, like that. So there are many use cases of that. Few of them I have shown in my last video. I'll post the link of that in the description box. You can go and check it out. So difference between again fixed and include LOD. So fixed is, so LOD expressions are like very powerful. So anything that is written in flower brushes, Tableau will treat that as an LOD expression. And we have 4 scoping words for that: fixed, include, fixed, include, exclude, and at Tableau level. So fixed means you are specifying the dimension at which you want the aggregation to be done. Simple. Okay. Like say you can read this as for each fixed means for each dimension, what is the aggregation? Simple. Like that. So we can also have multiple dimensions here. One comma. Like this, we can specify here always. Okay. So that's about fixed. Include is your view plus the dimension that you are specifying. That is include LOD. It will also consider the view, the dimensions that are available in the view, plus the view that you are specifying in the calculation. That is your include LOD. I think again I have talked about that in my LOD class. I'll place that. Next, let us see these two use cases now today, how to show sheet based on parameter selection. Basically, it's talking about parameter sheet swap. Okay, so sometimes the same thing can be asked. So they can ask you to do this. So these days, what is happening is in the second round of interview or in the third round of interview, they are giving you a laptop or they are asking you to share the screen and do this kind of activities like hands-on activity. So there you cannot miss this kind of opportunity. Even if you tell little wrong about the concepts, that is okay. But when they are giving you laptop and they are asking you to connect and do this thing, with the movement of your mouse where you are going and researching, they can easily get you how much of experience you have on Tableau. So that's why I sorry, I encourage you to practice more so that you don't get stuck in this kind of situations. Okay, so now let us see how we can implement the cascading filter, and we'll see the result, and we'll also see the parameter sheet base here. So I'm going to my Tableau and connecting to our sample superstore here. So I'm taking a simple view here, region wise sales I'm taking. Okay, like very standard. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm clicking on region and I'm clicking on show filter. Simple. So either you can drag and drop here, and again you can click on show filter like we know, or directly you can right click on this and click on show filter. Two steps done in a single instance. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm categorizing my region into zones. Simple. Okay, so I'm doing writing zone logic here where I want to categorize my regions into zone. So like say I'm writing a simple case statement. Okay, you can try to write it in using if statement. Okay, so case of region. So when it is central, I want to call it as zone 1, and when it is east, then I want to call it as zone 2. Simple. Otherwise, else it is zone 3 for me. Okay. So now pause the video here and let me know how many values are coming out from this. Okay, let me see. So your hint is uh, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. How many values will come? Okay. So let me see how many of you can get this correct. So I'm clicking on apply and okay. So now to make sure my logic is working fine, I'm just dragging and dropping it here and I'm seeing it if it is working or not. So again, now I'm verifying it. So central means it should be zone 1. Okay, it is matching. East means zone 2. It is matching. Okay, so for all other regions, it should be zone 3. Perfect. So I can move it like this. Okay, done. Now I am also adding filter to this. Now, you see, based on my zone, whatever I'm selecting, my view is getting filtered. Agreed? See the view here. Now I will allow only single select option to my user. Single select. So single value list I'm select. Now user can select zone 1. Perfect. Zone 2 east. Zone 3 east. But there is still one problem here. My view is getting filtered. You see here. but my drop downs, observe here, zone 3 should only have south and west, but it is still showing me 4 regions. Now end user will again get confused, and he'll come back to you and say, "Arey Rahul sir, I can still see 4 regions, but it is not showing data. If I go to zone 2, it is only east, but I have still have 4." So just click on this and click on show only relevant values. Now the second filter is also getting updated based on your first selection. This is your cascading filter, simple. Okay. Now let us see our second scenario where we'll try to create a sheet app. So for that, so always remember whenever you're trying to implement a parameter, there are 4 steps. First is identify the data type. Second, create a parameter. Third, show a parameter. Fourth one is establish a link with your database. Simple. Always remember these 4 steps whenever you are creating a parameter, you will never go wrong. Okay. So I'm trying to follow the same step. So, but before that, I'm just trying to create a simple chart here. Order date I'm taking, and I'm creating a bar chart here. Okay. And I'll convert this into bar. So I'm calling it as bar chart. And likewise, I'm just duplicating this and duplicate. And I'm just converting this into, like say, we'll convert this into pie chart. Okay, I'll make it entire view. Now, based on user selection, I want to swap sheets between this and this. So I'll write it pie chart. Okay, and let us, I think I already have here. So I've already created one parameter where I have bar chart, line chart, and pie chart. So in that, I'm just using this bar and pie chart. Okay. So I'm going to create a calculated field here, and I'm going to write p underscore choose chart here, chart type. And I'm just simply going to write or call my parameter here, simple. Okay. So now let us click on this show parameter. Okay, now when I want this to be true, when it is bar chart. So I'm selecting bar chart from my parameter, taking this field and dropping onto filter shelf and selecting only bar chart from here. So this will only become true when it is bar chart. Now you see when I select pie chart, this is becoming blank. So this concept of page becoming blank, we are going to use it for our advantage. Okay, so I'm going to make it bar chart here. Now I'm going back here. See, same thing, show chart type here. So parameters are global in nature. We know once we create, it will be available in your entire workbook. So now you see when I change my, okay, I'm taking my calculator and dropping it here. It is showing bar chart. Why? Because we have selected bar chart from the drop down here. Now I'm changing it to pie chart. Now when I drop it on filter shelf, I'm getting pie chart, which means whatever the value is there, Tableau is trying to read that. Click on that and apply. Okay. Now this will become true only when it is pie chart. And if I make it bar chart, this will become blank and this will show up. When I try to choose pie chart, this will become blank and this will be active. Now we are going to use this for our advantage. I'm going to my dashboard. I'm taking a container here, maybe horizontal container. So I'll just take it here and I will drop my 2 objects inside this. That is the trick that we have to do. So holding my shift button, dragging and dropping inside the container. Okay. Likewise, I'm doing for my pie chart also. Drag, drop, and drop it down. I'm removing the titles. I don't want because it will confuse. Now see here. Let us remove everything. Now when I select a pie chart, it is simple pie chart. When I select bar chart, it is bar chart. So it will look like, everything is in a same place. So this is your sheet swapping use case. one of the most commonly used scenario in real time. Okay, I think you definitely need to learn this. Okay, I think I have used personally, I've used in multiple projects this concept where we use these drop downs to change the graph. Okay, so learn to implement it and practice. That's it from my side in this video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Till then, have a good day and bye bye.